Okay, so let's have a look at the exercises that we left you to have a go at on REPL. And if I try and find my way to them myself, and I should be able to see what I would do on these assignments. So we left you, I believe, with this one and this one. So what does it say to do? Write a program that greets a user by printing the word hello, a comma, and the name of the user and an exclamation mark after it. See the examples below. So we want the input from the user to be coming as we can assume it's Harry, but if Harry was input, we want it to output hello Harry. So it gives you a little bit of a hint up here, and I'm going to actually write it a little bit differently. So name equals input. Don't try and be clever on these inputs because it's going to mark it automatically and it's going to put the inputs for you automatically, and if you do nice prompts and this sort of thing, it'll just go wrong. So name equals input, so that the input, for example, was Harry. So what we want to do is print hello, and you've got to get it dead right, comma. Now with our concatenation and joining of strings, I'm going to, it says you can use the plus operator to concatenate them, so it's gonna want that. Now Harry is a variable here, so we're gonna put plus name. That should work, with the exception of, I can see there's a space here. Now if I concatenate this together with this, there's no space because my comma's part of the string there. So I think I'm going to try that. Let's go. Right, sorry. Let's try and run that again. I was being silly. I was getting confused with submitting it. So we want to input Harry or whatever. Let's put Tom. Hello Tom. That looks right. So what we can do is submit that. Output mismatch. What's wrong? Hello Lord Voldemort. Oh, look, silly me. I forgot the exclamation mark. So which is quite awkward because we've got to do another string for that, but no space is necessary. So let's have a go at that. It's waiting for, when I run it here, it's waiting for my input at the bottom here. So Trevor, don't hear that name very much these days, do you? Hello Trevor, and we'll submit that, and all green, all good. Submit. So that's number one done. So let's see if we can go back to this one. Right. So what we've got here is your second assignment. Write a program that reads an integer number and prints its previous and next numbers. See the example below. The next number for the number 179 is 180. The previous number for the number. Okay, that looks absolutely fine. Right, so we are going to want an input. So I'm going to put num for number. So that will get input, and hopefully they put something sensible in there. An integer. Right, how are we going to do this? Well, we can build it up bit by bit. So we will want to print we want to do exactly, in fact we could copy and paste this, couldn't we? That's a cheat, but it's pasted something else that the previous video I'd done for you. Alright, so to actually print that we need our speech marks for the number. Now here what we need to do is put in our number. Plus num plus space is space, and we can use the next line, and we could just do I'm gonna have a variable called next num. Oh, need the plus in there. Right. So now here's the funny thing: when you receive an input, let's go back to this. It will receive it as a string, but we want it as a number. I'm going to get in a horrible mess doing this. So print the next number for the number plus num is next num. This is going to go horribly wrong. I am going to change my strategy here, because that's a number. We're dealing with numbers and strings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use commas instead, because commas print out each separate object. So I think that's the way to go. Else it's going to get very messy, I think. Right. Let's do next num equals num plus 1. Prev num. Oh, let's camel case it. Next num equals. Sorry, prev num equals num minus 1. Okay. And let's do our second print statement. Print let's copy that as well. The previous number for the number, comma, num is comma prev num. So hopefully that's okay. I've just had to move that on to the next line. Can I see any errors? Don't think so. Let's give it a whiz. So we've played that. Let's put number 37. line 12. Me putting it onto a new line, it didn't like at all. So I'm going to just take that off and 45. Okay, it's not that. Line 11, the next number for the number num is I bet you've spotted this. Look what I've typed here. Next nummum. Next nummum. Let's try what I wanted to do was that, wasn't it? And I think we can tidy that up just for your small screen. Right, that looks better. Let's give that a go. 45. Oh, bingo. I think that looks good. That works okay, doesn't it? So it's a little bit tricky because you've got to remember that anything input from the keyboard by the user comes in as a string. So you've got to cast that into an integer by using this function int and put that around the input. And then you can perform arithmetic on it, and then I did not use the pluses because that means concatenate if you're a string or add if you're a number. But if you've got strings and numbers like we did, then it will get horribly messy. Alternatively, what we could have done is calculated these and then cast them back into a string. I don't know whether this will work or whether I'm just going to get in a huge mess, but let's try it, shall we? Let's do it. So we've got this. I'm going to just do that again. I'm going to save that down here. I'm going to just comment that out so it doesn't mean anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a go at using pluses. Plus, and I think we can cast these to a string. I could be horribly wrong. Let's put this right over here, and then that'll look nicer, and you'll be able to understand it more easily. So we're going to cast that to a string because at the moment it's a number. Then we can use a plus. That needs to be changed to a plus. So we're going to concatenate all these strings. Of course, we're concatenating. That also means that we're going to have to put in spaces. So is space is number space. So that should insert the strings. Let's give it a go. Run. And it works absolutely fine. So that's good. Two ways of doing that. Two completely different ways. So this is often the case with Python. There's more than one way to do it. They both work absolutely fine. Can't submit them both, so I'm going to submit one. Which one do I like best? I think I like the second one because it's, sorry, the one I did first, which is the second one on my screen, which is the neatest. So I'm going to submit that one. Let's go. Yes, bang bang bang, in. Right, hope you liked that. I will see you soon. Bye.